So here are some basic tools that you need to know to get started with your Yoni egg journey. So you should have received your Yoni egg by now or got one yourself. And you want to start by really cleansing the crystal, the stone itself, because these are just like crystals that you would have around in your home. These are energy carriers, energy transmitters, and a lot of people call them record keepers, which I fucking love. I love to think of them as these incredible masses that live under the ground and collect energy and learn to vibrate at a specific frequency wherever that they are found. And normally I work with nephrite jade, but recently I've been working a lot with rose quartz, which they all have many, many different qualities and energies and properties, and they all bring different and specific things into your life and into your body, which is super fucking delicious. But to get started, you want to make sure that before every use, you're cleansing your egg. So I like to do this by boiling the kettle. I pour some hot water out with maybe a bit of salt in it or an essential oil that is quite cleansing. I like to use lavender a lot of the time. And I won't put it in boiling water. I will let the water cool a little bit, and then I will pop the egg in and just allow it to sterilise and warm up. It can be quite nice to let it warm up as well before you insert it into your body, because temperature play is really fun, but a lot of the times when you're trying to kind of soften into your body and discover new ways to touch yourself, the cold can be a bit of a shock. So it's quite nice to warm it up and get it a bit juicy before we insert and carry on with the egg play. And you want to do that before each time and after each time. Now I work with drilled eggs because I do a lot of resistance training. So we need the hole drilled into the egg so we can retrieve the egg from inside the body, and also so we can do resistance training and strengthen those vaginal muscles, because the more strength and suppleness that the pussy has, the vagina has, the deeper and more exquisite the pleasure and the healing. So this hole, though, can get a lot of juice in there, just from after playing with it and doing some exercises with it. So I always like to remove the egg, put it in some warm water with some salt, and then I blow through the hole on both sides and just clear that channel, because you don't want any old residue, any old bodily fluids going back into the body. Just to keep things really clean, especially if you've suffered with any kind of infections, bacterial infections in the past. You want to make this a really sacred space, a really clean space, energetically and physically as well. So that's how to kind of clean and sterilize the egg. I love to work with the egg with the moon cycles. So I will put all of my crystals and my eggs out in the full moon for a cleansing, a releasing, because we release on the full moon. And on the new moon, I will put them out, and I might sit them on top of a list of manifestations, or I might meditate with my egg and really feel it filling up with the intentions that I have for my body, for my business, for whatever the fuck I've got going on. I will really feel this start to vibrate at a level of frequency that matches my goals, matches my dreams, and I almost see it filling. You can imagine lights pouring into it, energies pouring into it. My monstera is nodding along. You can imagine all of those things just pouring into the egg, and this is going to be going in your divine portal, your pussy. This is going to be going into somewhere that is so creative and magnetizes and magnifies your desires in the most delicious of ways. So you really want to be programming it. This record keeper, you want to really program it and make sure that you're filling it with good intentions, because it's going to do a lot of heavy lifting for you energetically. It's going to be carrying a lot of dense emotional pain, traumas, beliefs, numbness, stuck energy, and it's going to be filling the egg, and then we use certain tools to remove all of that. So we always want to make sure that we're cleansing, cleaning, working with the energies of the moon. And I love to charge this in the sun as well. It is so powerful to feel it hot from the sun, and feeling it take on maybe those divine masculine qualities if you're looking for a bit more action taking, a bit more of a power punch or power practice. Then it can be really amazing to charge it in the sun. I love to wash it in natural rivers. I take them with me and hold them in rivers or springs. You can really connect with these, with nature, on a beautiful level. So anyway, I've digressed. I could talk about this shit all day. And so when you get your egg, you should also get a little pack of organic string. You don't want wax string. You don't want anything that's going to irritate or inflame the vaginal canal. So this is natural silk floss. The one that you have in your pack is a natural floss as well, and that is unwaxed. And how I tie my egg, excuse me, is I like to take quite a lot because it's going to be going up all the way up to the cervix. So you want to make sure that you've got enough string to feed through the egg and then hang outside of the body for you to do manipulation, play with, strength training, or to just retrieve the egg outside of your body. So I have taken a bit more than that. And what I do is I take the piece of string, I fold it in half, and I meet the ends, pull them, and then it makes a loop at the top. I've got a tickle, excuse me. Woo! Make a little loop at the top, and you've got the two ends there. And you're just going to take the loop and you're going to twizzle it into a point. And then you were just going to feed through, I don't know if you can see, and it's come out the other side. There we go. So now it's out the other side. I'm just going to grab some water. Oh, that's better. Whoa! So now it's out the other side. You're going to feed the string through the looped side, pull until it gets a nice, beautiful, tight loop at the top. And then you have the string hanging down. So we always insert the fat end first, and then the tapered end is at the bottom, so the string is coming out of the body, out of the vaginal canal. And that will probably go into the depth of me. Everyone's different sizes, but that will probably go up to about there. And then I'll have like about that to work with and to pull and resist and strength build and train and all of that wonderful stuff. So that's quite a good amount. And you can always double loop it again if you don't trust the string. I have had an experience the first time I ever used my egg, where I went to do the breath work and the strength training. I was like, fucking come on, we've got this, we're doing it. And then as I pulled the string just kept on fucking coming. And I was like, what? And the egg was inside my vagina. If that happens, you don't need to panic like I did, because nothing can get past the cervix, so the egg won't go up into the body and disrupt your organs. It would if you put it in your anus. We don't use eggs in the anus. You need a tapered end so that you can always retrieve, because obviously it would go up into the intestines, which we no-go zone. But when you are playing with this in the vaginal canal, there is nowhere it can go. So if the string ever came out, a lot of people wear the eggs in all day without string and allow the egg to come out naturally, but I really believe in focused play, in building the strength of your vaginal muscles, of building the strength of your body, your energy body, your emotional body, and really having a focused intention. So like an hour a day of play rather than 24 hours, because we want the vaginal muscles to be supple as well. They need to be able to trust, relax, surrender. So it's really important that we still have supple muscles and not just these like tight constricted, like energy can't flow. We need a bit of both. We need the duality. So that's stringing the egg. And then you want to make sure you change the string every time. Again, you want to be having this as clean and as vibrant and fresh as possible. You don't want to be using the same string just in case you're spreading any kind of bacteria or causing any thrush or bacterial vaginosis or anything like that. But these aren't porous, so you won't have any bacteria seeping into the egg. That's why they're so powerful to work with. And you'll start to notice the energies of the tool as well as you get deeper into this practice. I'm trying to think of anything else that I could tell you about basic egg instructions. Oh, and I keep mine in like a little dish on my altar because I think it's so beautiful to see them. And I love keeping them around other crystals, charging up around my tarot cards. I like to just be able to see them. It reminds me to use them, even though I haven't used them that much recently, but I'm going to do a practice today because I don't want to waste this string that I've just shown you with. But yeah, it's important to have them in front of you so that you know that you can just like grab them, work with them and remember them, because otherwise they will gather dust. It takes a little bit of time to commit to the practice and commit to the egg. So having it somewhere you can see it is a really great way to be like, oh, I'm not bored. I could actually do a yoni egg practice or whatever it is. So that's just a quick little tip how I use them. Oh no, you got a brown leaf, girl. Okay, she needs some TLC. So this has been a wild and wonderful video. I don't know where we started or where we ended or what the middle consisted of. However, I feel like you will have got some tools of how to cleanse the egg energetically as well. Of course, you can use sage, Palo Santo, incense, resin. You can use a lot of smoke to cleanse the energy. These carry so much potent energy and power. So it's important to keep them energetically clean as well as physically clean. What else have we got going on? So yeah, you just always want to make sure that the hole where the string is completely clear of any kind of juice. And yes, I wouldn't put this in boiling water on a saucepan on the oven, because even though obviously they're formed over thousands of years of pressure and all of that stuff, you just want to kind of look after it. And there's, women that I've heard that have cracked the egg from doing that. They've left it on to boil and forgot. Or even if you go to the toilet and you forget, and it can fall out and go down the toilet. So we just want to make sure that we're using it intentionally, so you get the best use out of this incredible, incredible, divine, feminine, sacred sexuality tool.